Hello and welcome to The Last Honest Streamer.
For whatever reason, the internet loves the spectacle.
Okay.
The bigger it is, the louder it is, the more expensive it looks, the better it performs.
Yeah.
Look at the top of Twitch right now. It's flooded with million-dollar mansions, celebrity subathons, streamers buying their 10th dream car. Everything seems to be built around the question, how much money can we burn on camera?
Jesus.
And then there's this guy. CaseOh is interesting, because on paper, he's doing almost everything wrong. His production quality is kind of garbage.
CaseOh, where did he come from? 200,000 viewers playing Fall Guys yesterday.
Yeah, it wasn't even zoomed in or cropped.
His setup isn't designed to be some massive content machine. Half the time he's live, he's playing some random game most people have never even heard of.
Your costume sucks, kid.
Your entire job is getting people to watch.
I freaking love CaseOh. I like watching his videos a lot. I've been watching him since this past year, I guess. I didn't really hear about him until like a couple of his clips. I watched him play like games on a stream, like Quarantine Zone, and I was like, oh, this is really cool and really interesting. That's kind of what inspired me to make my little gaming channel, because he's just really fun and he's just himself. He's very authentic. I like him.
You don't turn down
I like reacting to him too.
Mr. Beast video, but CaseOh did.
CaseOh did not respond to my message.
Oh,
And
dang.
somehow, despite doing the opposite of what the internet tells creators they're supposed to do, he's still one of the biggest streamers on the planet.
That's
How is that?
crazy.
The honest answer is that none of this should have worked, because CaseOh's had the odds stacked against him since day one. Case
Yeah.
Baker grew up in rural Arkansas. His hometown has a population just over
Arkansas.
1,500. It's the kind of place where a new Walmart makes the front page, and where the churches
Yeah.
outnumber the stoplights. Towns like that don't have a lot going on. So as a quiet kid, Case did what quiet kids in quiet towns
I don't think CaseOh would do a meet and greet, right? Like he's like very shy, or he's just a normal ass person. He's not Mr. Fraud or Mr. Beastlaw, yeah.
have always done. He disappeared into a screen. In this case, a PlayStation. Call of Duty on
Yo.
Wii. And when YouTube started blowing up in the early 2010s, he was right there watching Nadeshot and the Optic guys build something that didn't exist a decade earlier. He watched gaming turn from a thing you did after school into an actual career.
Yeah.
How does this sound? Making a living and even a small fortune just playing video games.
The biggest names were clearing their parents' annual salaries in a
Nadeshot.
single weekend. And after watching that, it became Case's dream job.
$400,000. Wow.
The problem was he knew the odds, especially in his situation. His Wi-Fi was barely good enough to even watch YouTube. Uploading to it or streaming on Twitch, forget it. So
You know,
he
I
barely-
relate to this. When I was younger, I mean, you know, it was really hard to watch stuff because you got the slow dial-up ass internet. I'm not that old, but I'm saying like I've experienced parts of my life where like I couldn't access YouTube, I couldn't access video games. I couldn't even play a proper video game. I had to use a shitty ass laptop, and loved it to death. It was like one of those dinosaur 2000 Windows XP laptops. I would play on that to like 20 something, like I don't know, until I was like once I graduated from high school. That's how long I used like a crappy laptop for, and I don't mind it at all. I like to. It gives me nostalgia because it's like I grew up on that and it made me who I am today. Like I'm just, you know, I'm grateful to have this opportunity to play games on a big ass monitor. Holy shit. When I got my first PC, I was like livid. I've never had so many frames, so many options of games to play. Being able to even boot up YouTube properly, I was amazed. I learned so much as a kid. I tried to teach my mom and my dad how to just use the internet, but they were really old school and they would always be like, yeah, we're shutting your internet down, you're too smart. I was like, okay.
He graduated high school, bounced between jobs, often working 2 at a time, just to keep the lights on.
Aww.
For 6 years.
6
Of
years?
clocking in somewhere he didn't want to be. 6 years of watching other guys his age blow up online doing the exact same thing he'd given up on.
Aw, it's
By the end of
proud.
it, Case was broke, burnout. He was one bad week away
Whoa,
from
he was healthy.
his office and signing up for the military. Then
The
his mom stepped
military?
in, and she asked him the question that changed everything. Why not take a real shot at the whole streaming thing? What's the worst that happens? Now,
Aw.
streaming is one of the most competitive jobs on the planet. And if
Yeah.
you're like Case, trying to pursue it full time, you need to understand there's levels to this.
Yep, that's
Level
so
1,
true.
you can quit
That
your
is
job.
so true.
Level 2, you're living large. And at level 3, you're the top 1% of the top 1%. Now, there's no direct translation from Twitch viewers to money, so for the sake of the example, we're gonna say you reach level 1 at around 100 viewers. Once you're there, you can take the leap to streaming full time, which getting there sounds totally reasonable. It's not. Somehow convincing 100
It's
people
really
to watch you
hard.
live is brutal. In the past year, 18.4 million people opened up Twitch and broadcasted live on the platform. I want you to guess how many of them actually made it to level 1. Seriously, throw a number out there.
The
The
0.1%.
answer is 165,500.
The 0.1%.
That's less than 1%. For every person who gets to level 1, there's 100 that don't. Every big streamer you see today spent days, weeks, if not months streaming to an audience of 0. I mean, take Jinxie for example. He streamed to just 5 viewers for a year and a half before he ever made it.
5 viewers, he's grinding.
And I'm throwing all of these numbers at you for a reason, because without them, you wouldn't understand how truly insane what happens next is.
Because in like 24 hours, y'all took me from nothing to crazy.
You see, CaseOh hit level 1 in the first hour of his first ever stream, and he didn't just get lucky.
Hey, y'all came through
Oh,
deep from
how?
the top, man.
In the days before he went live for the first time, CaseOh was already laying the groundwork. He spent days filming and editing clips of him playing NBA 2K23. And on September 10th, 2022, he uploaded 22 videos to TikTok. The next morning, he woke up to over 10,000 followers and a comment section flooded with one question. So that night, he went live for the first time and the floodgates opened.
When I look down and I see 126 viewers, bro, I cannot believe it.
From that day on, he followed the same routine. Clock in the 9 to 5, hit the second job, cut a few lawns, then come home and stream until he couldn't keep his eyes open.
Aww.
Hey, I don't want to go sleep, man. I don't want to go to work, man.
Aww.
I want another build, dog. All I want to do is make builds and play 2K forever. Why do I gotta go work?
After each stream, he'd find the best moments, clip them, and fire them back onto TikTok. The loop fed itself. Inside a week, he'd blown past 100,000 TikTok followers. Every stream was pulling 500 plus concurrent viewers.
Dude said call the boss quit, this your life now, cuz? Dude, imagine.
And the number that actually mattered,
Case is
he
such
was
a
making
mood.
more money streaming at night than he was at his day job.
And no, y'all literally just donated more than I make in a week in one night. Bruh.
But CaseOh kept his head on straight. What shows up overnight can also disappear overnight. So before he quit his day job, he needed proof that this wasn't a fluke. So he made a deal with his chat, hit 5,000 Twitch subs, and he'd quit his job.
This a day we're gonna remember forever, you feel me? This a day we gonna remember forever. You know I love y'all, man. Thank you, bro. It's all y'all, you feel me? Thank you, man.
He's the same.
I'm playing in their mouth too.
Within just a few weeks, it was a done deal. Case's fan base was new, but dedicated, and they wanted to see him pursue this thing full time.
Like I said, I've been dreaming of wanting to, be a streamer, a content creator since I was 13 years old. I finally took the leap, bro. I finally took the leap, and y'all came through for you, boy. For real, y'all came through crazy.
Now, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows from here. His internet was still garbage, like genuinely bad. Streams would lag or even just end because the connection bottomed out.
No, that's bottleneck. I hate that so much.
Audience, that's the kiss of death. If your stream ends, they move on to the next.
Yep.
Eventually, numbers started slipping. For a couple months, it looked like maybe the whole thing was a fluke. Maybe the bubble had already popped.
You know, I seen the numbers when I very first started. You know, the hype was there because I first blew up. Had like 800 viewers every night. Then y'all seen it dip to like, 100, 150. I was like, I gotta do something different or it's gonna go under.
Then he picked up a different game. Hogwarts Legacy. It was kind of a weird choice. It had a totally different audience from the 2K crowd he'd built, but he streamed it anyway, clipped a moment, and posted it to TikTok.
He played Hogwarts all night.
Sun peeking through the window a little bit. Sleep schedule gone now. Gotta make Hufflepuff proud though. Hey.
Hufflepuff. Yo, I'm a Hufflepuff too. Sorry.
Pulled in over 18 million views. Just like that, he's back. Viewership climbs to 600. He's caught month after month. Every week, another clip going viral. Another wave of new viewers funneling straight to the screen. By May 2023, CaseOh was averaging over 2,500 viewers. A legitimate name in streaming
crazy.
If you don't know who he is, you gotta be living under a rock.
And this is level 2. In level 2, you're starting to live large. You're in big boy money territory. At this point, you're not going to bed afraid the whole thing vanishes overnight.
Yeah.
With over 2,500 average viewers, CaseOh was sitting somewhere just inside
He's
the
so
top
funny,
1,000 streamers
bro.
on Twitch. Incredible by any measure, but remember, Twitch is
Yeah.
top heavy. And when I say top heavy, I mean it.
Yep, they're very top heavy on
At
Twitch.
any given moment, there are about 3 million users on Twitch watching content. When you break down the viewer distribution by channel rank, the picture gets pretty clear. Out of the millions of channels on the platform, the top 250 pull over half the viewership. That's the difference between level 2 and level 3. While it seems like the easiest jump on the ladder here, it's actually the most difficult. There's a specific blueprint nearly every streamer has followed to make this jump. Here, I'll break it down for you. What you're looking at right now is 5 of the biggest streamers on the planet. Each at the moment they were averaging exactly 2,500 viewers. Pay attention to the setups. None of them are exciting. The rooms are pretty basic, the camera quality kinda sucks. There's no production value. They look like what they are. Just guys streaming from their bedrooms. Now fast forward to when those same streamers are pulling 10,000 viewers a night. Everything's changed. The lighting's dialed in. The cameras are crisp. The rooms look intentional. This is the blueprint kicking in. And it all starts with one realization. At this level, streaming isn't just a job anymore. It's a business. And
you
like
have to get
business,
attention or something, right?
Possible. The internet, for whatever reason, craves a spectacle, and the spectacle game is pretty easy to play. You've kind of just got to spend money to make money. The setup is just the start. Next comes the move to LA. Buy the mansion, drop the I just bought my dream car video. Hire a dozen
Okay,
editors,
that's
pump
where
out
I
clips
feel like streamers sort of fall off for me personally, because I start to not relate to that kind of stuff. I'll watch it, but I'll be like, you know, I don't feel it's not the same anymore, bro. I remember back before XQC was big, like I think I was there when he was like 200 viewers or something. I just used to watch him play fucking Winston. It was so funny. But like, yeah, people become so out of touch at some point, and I get it, because they're just fighting for attention. That's the attention economy now. So it's not like you're just not a regular guy anymore. You're just someone different.
Around the clock. By the time you're clearing 50,000 viewers, it turns into an optimization race. Every stream, every upload, every second of content is engineered to milk the cash cow. The longer you stay on the top, the more efficient it becomes. And weirdly, the more the internet praises you for it. But the spectacle only works if people are still looking. Relevancy is the whole game. The second your numbers dip, the money goes with it. So you're forced to stay visible. You hit the podcast circuit, Impulsive on Monday and Blank on Thursday. You show up to every mainstream streamer event. You become a permanent fixture in the conversation because the conversation is the product. And the fastest way to stay in a conversation is to stand next to someone bigger than you. Take those same 5 streamers and pull up their biggest streams of all time. Ninja, Fortnite with Drake, Hayden Ross, the Donald Trump interview.
What?
Sinat, the LeBron stream that pulled over 1 million concurrent viewers. That's the blueprint. I'm not necessarily saying it's bulletproof or guaranteed, but it's the safe route. Every streamer who's made it to the top 250 has run some version of that exact playbook based on constant evolution. But CaseOh ignored this approach altogether. His strategy is quite literally the opposite in just about every possible sense.
He's just a regular
dude. About CaseOh, he was fresh off of Hogwarts, averaging 2,500 viewers. So let's run that same comparison from earlier and fast forward to when he's at 10,000.
Oh my
Not
god.
much has changed. I mean, sure, he did buy a new house, but he moved from a trap house to a trailer just across town. Either way, at the end of the day, his computer monitor is still being held up with a vacuum cleaner.
If I don't have the vacuum cleaner holding up the back of the monitor.
What the fuck? Wait, is this real? Does he really have a vacuum cleaner holding up his phone?
It'll fall over. And then back here are my PCs. You can tell they're being held up by books as well.
And the camera quality seems to somehow have gotten worse.
Yeah.
The quality is actually so crispy. It looks like it's in 4K.
Since Hogwarts, he's continued to stream 4 to 6 nights a week. Same time,
He's
same
legendary,
chat,
bro.
rotating through whatever random games he feels like. Supermarket Simulator, Granny, Dress to Impress.
Ah,
This?
I love
Why is
Dress
it on
to
my
Impress.
front page?
I love Dress to Impress.
Playing it.
Games a normal person wouldn't think to stream. But then you watch for 5 minutes and you start to get it.
This is the funniest dude on the internet right now.
Just plays
Yeah.
the most random
Everything.
games.
CaseOh, where'd he come from? 200,000 viewers playing Fall Guys yesterday.
Because the game isn't the point. The chat isn't there for the games. They're there to
They're
watch
for
him fall out of his
him.
chair for the 10th time this month and narrate it like he's describing a car accident.
Yo, that almost killed me. Oh!
He got scared of Fred. Yo, that was my reaction too. When I used to watch 5 Nights at Freddy's, it was so scary, bro.
The chair is dead, dude.
To watch him get jump scared by a horror game and scream at a volume that blows out the mic.
What?
And that's why it worked. By January of 2024,
Jesus.
CaseOh was
Yeah, he's the
over
biggest.
50,000 concurrent viewers
Yeah.
every single night.
His growth is so deserved though. He is so entertaining and he's so like himself I don't feel as detached as I am with these other big streamers that I can watch CaseOh continuously and just enjoy myself for a long time.
Him the number 3 ranked streamer on all of Twitch.
While it comes to me, I'm the most boring fucking streamer out there, bro. What the fuck am I doing? I'm so boring. But he's so fun. He is so funny to watch. Like, after I started watching his clips on YouTube, I was like, dang. I started watching him just for fun on like shorts. Cause I'm like, they're just goofy and it's just him, bro. It's just him talking.
In my mind, I still don't have the thought of like, I still made it. Yeah, because in my mind, I feel like if I have that thought and tell myself...
He's so pink. He's so pink right here, bro. He looks like Kirby.
You don't want to get like lazy. It's going to go downhill. Yeah. You know what I mean?
By every metric the industry actually uses, CaseOh is underperforming. He's leaving growth on the table at every possible turn. He doesn't invest in new setups, he doesn't upgrade his gear, and has no real plan to optimize himself. Every analyst will tell you he could be twice the size he is if he just ran the playbook like everyone else. And honestly, they're probably right. But here's the thing. CaseOh never looked at any of that and felt like he was losing something. Buying a house in the hills, pulling up in a supercar, collecting all the things that say you've made it. None of that ever seemed to be important to him. And there's nothing wrong with wanting those things. A lot of creators go in with exactly that goal in mind.
Yeah,
but CaseOh sits in this rare category of someone who
But you have to look at what you got so far, bro. I feel like I'm very grateful to be where I am. I don't make a lot of money, but I'm not like ungrateful for what I've got. Like, I have a cat and I'm happy. What the fuck am I saying?
And genuinely doesn't want
I have a cat and I am happy.
Huge, just like, because
yes.
It didn't matter the money. You know, I just wanted to do what I love
dumb.
for a living. I could be, you know, pinching pennies to make it, but as long as I get to stream every day instead of go to work, I was cool with that. You know?
But to be clear, it's not like he's allergic to money. He's the number 3 streamer on Twitch. The guy is doing just fine. But there's a difference between making money and squeezing every last cent out of your audience.
Yes.
He's never done any kind of subathon. He doesn't say yes to every brand that comes knocking, and he doesn't manufacture drama to give the numbers a bump. The way he sees it, you can't leave money on the table if it was never what you sat down for.
Some of my most favorite jobs I ever had were the jobs where I was making pennies.
Yo, I'm not even finna lie to y'all. I think y'all just donated more than my week's paycheck in one night.
I'm talking about sitting in the parking lot of the dollar store, having to call my mom, be like, hey, can you spot me $50 for food for the rest of the week? But you know what? I was happy.
Like, if I could turn this into something and just be able to do this with y'all every day, that'd be a dream come true.
Yeah, I was broke, but it was all right because the job was cool.
Dude, I'm not worried about Twitch ad revenue. I would rather people have a good viewing experience than make an extra, you know, whatever a month.
Aww.
So that's the money half of the blueprint. The mansion, the supercar,
He's
the
so
optimization.
wholesome.
But the blueprint isn't only about money. The other half of the blueprint is relevancy. The streaming world has a short memory, and the way you fight that is by staying in the conversation. Podcasts, events, collabs, it all comes down to the same idea. Stand next to someone bigger than you, and you get to share some of their spotlight. Well, if you thought he was underperforming on the money side of the blueprint, just listen to this. In 3 years as one of the biggest streamers on the planet, he's done exactly one traditional collab. Jinxie.
What's the furthest you've ever traveled?
Florida, and that was one time to go to Jinxie's house.
And that collab is, almost word for word, the only existing footage of CaseOh outside of his own house.
Damn.
My friend brought this up yesterday to me when we were in the He said it's crazy that Jinxie literally has the only recorded footage of me outside of my own stream setup. Like, he's the only one that's got me out of my room.
Matter of fact, it was the first time he'd ever left the state he was born in.
So this is the first
That's
time
crazy.
Florida or out of Arkansas. Yeah.
Wow. It's just, I don't know, I'll be getting homesick. I get away from home for too long. I'm just, man, I don't know.
Over the last 3 years, CaseOh has won 5 different awards.
And the streamer award goes to
CaseOh.
Aww. But he never shows
Shown up
up.
to a single one in person.
They use his funny face.
I'll talk to him, yeah. I can't even go on a Mr. Beast video due to fear of airplanes.
Aww.
Ain't that bad, chat?
According to the blueprint, all of those things just come with the territory of being in the top 1%. But CaseOh is avoiding all of it. And when you stack it all up, not going to award shows, turning down the collabs, even the fact that he's only left the state of Arkansas once, you start to wonder if there's more to it than
I hope
just
he's
not
okay. I hope he's okay.
Chat, I didn't tell y'all this, bro.
When I was changing setups to go from the trap house into the trailer, I was literally a mental wreck for like a week straight. Because I don't know if anybody else has this, but dude, I have like some form of horrific OCD that I've had for years, that if something even minor changes, I'm gonna die.
You see, OCD is one of the most misunderstood conditions out there. People hear the word and picture someone who just likes things clean and organized. And while that can be a part of it, that's not exactly what it is. At its core, OCD is anxiety. For CaseOh, moving into a new house meant moving into an environment that was full of
when there's like change in your life, it can be really scary. I get that feeling too. Like if I make a new friend, I'm always anxious whether they're gonna change things up or destroy my life. When I hop into a relationship, I'm wondering, is this going to benefit me or destroy my life? I totally get this anxiety a lot. And I don't know how you fix it besides going to therapy right now. It could also do with like trauma, I think. But you have to do a little bit of trauma work to overcome that. It sucks.
Like when I take my hat off and put it on the counter, same spot every night. If it goes in a different spot, I'm dead.
Everything becomes unpredictable. And for someone with OCD, an unpredictable environment is one thing that can't be controlled. Each unknown stacks on top of the last until his brain is sent into overdrive.
Here's some for you. Every time I would leave to work in the morning, I would go outside my house and I would have to check that my doorknob was locked 37 times. I would have to start my drive to work, take a block back around to my house and check it another 11 times. And then I could go to work.
Which explains why his setup has barely changed over the years. It's one of the places where his brain already knows the answers to all the questions. It's his rules and his pace, all in an environment that makes him most comfortable.
Oh, I hope he's okay.
He doesn't stay contained to his house. Follows him everywhere.
I went out in public 3 times in a row. I got recognized all 3 times. I never went outside again, bro. Like some people, bro, came up like, hey, yo, can I get a picture? Everybody started looking. I'm like, oh man, dude, I was about to pass out, man.
Outside of that room, he controls nothing.
It is rough.
Around him, how they got there, whether someone grabs his shoulder before he sees it coming. None of it is up to him.
I don't go out in public. I don't. Never.
When he's at home, it's easier to manage because, well, he's in his own house. But in public, there's no way to make the unknown stop. It's not only uncomfortable, but also insanely overwhelming.
You have a better chance of actually winning the Powerball lottery than ever seeing me in public. That's how rare it is.
That's crazy.
The blueprint says the path forward revolves around a constant state of evolution. The more you change, the newer things are, the more excited people are to watch. But for CaseOh, that path has never really been accessible the same way it is for everyone else. And yeah, here he is.
Aww.
Say it ain't so. This is a moment.
Wait, what happened? I don't get it. I'm lost. What happened, guys? Is this a mental health thing? Yes, I'm pretty sure this is a mental health thing too. Because having OCD is pretty bad. My mom has OCD. She has to have everything spotless, everything clean, everything in the right order, everything in the right place. She looks at my room and she thinks I'm an insult to her. I am literally the epitome. I am the opposite of her. I am messy. I am dirty. But she like has to like, she will come in my room and touch everything until it's clean to her standards. And her standards is like very high because it's like, I don't know, she's Asian, bro. I don't fucking know. Anyways, but I'm just saying he has a OCD, which is like a type of anxiety that is really bad.
The numbers. The journey from a rice mill to the #3 spot on Twitch. Almost nothing has actually changed.
You definitely gonna do this full time? Hey, I hope so, CJ. That'd be a dream come true for your boy, man. Maybe my parents won't have to work no more either. That'd be a dream come true too, bro.
He's been grounded in the fact that streaming was never about being the very best. It was always about building a life worth living. For himself and for the people he loves.
Wait, Mom, we're about to hit 10 million. I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Aww.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. We're about to hit 10 million! No way we're actually about to hit it.
Aww. The apron.
10 million!
Aww.
His mom was there before any of this made sense.
That's awesome.
Some balloons in here.
she's so supportive of him. That's amazing.
Before all of the awards and money, before tens of thousands of people were waiting for him to go live, she was the only one who pushed him to try streaming in the first place.
Aww. That's amazing.
What? It wouldn't be possible without y'all, Chad. You know who else
That's his biggest supporter, bro. Oh, oh, this is making me tear up, bro. And I'm not even part of. I'm not even. Bro, it's so sweet.
His whole life doing the kind of work nobody claps for.
My dad, for example, like, dude, his whole life just working. He's had multiple back surgeries, multiple wrist surgeries, multiple foot surgeries, all from just working his whole life.
The man he watched and worked alongside with do it with no complaints.
I worked with my dad. We were both maintenance men. Maintenance ain't easy work. You know, you're crawling under sinks, you're changing faucets, you're crawling up in attics, you know, all that, just nasty.
The same man that taught him how to work was eventually the one who told him to quit his regular job and do what he loved.
I remember the night we hit 5,000. I was like, all right, tomorrow I'm gonna call my boss. I remember I got him to call because I was scared. Like, hey, boss, you know, I'm playing video games for a living.
I never see his dad, but that's cool. He never mentioned it before.
But it'd sound better coming from my dad because, you know, my dad was essentially like his right-hand man.
CaseOh.
Yeah.
W
when streaming
parents.
became a reality, he made sure that the two people who spent their lives building him up never had to work again.
What has been like the most fulfilling thing that you've run into in your career?
Just that everybody gets to chill.
Yeah.
And they have to get away from the jobs they hated and everything like that, and we can all just chill and do this. That's the best thing. I say they're retired because they do it because, you know, they don't want to just chill and do nothing. They do a lot of stuff for me. Like my dad, if I need something to go get or something, he goes and gets it. My mom handles all the background, like all of it.
If you ask Case, that's the whole story right there. In a world where overnight success has a way of quietly hollowing people out, CaseOh never let any of it change him.
The only thing I want to be is a place for people to go for 4 hours a night, forget about life, you know, crack some jokes, you know, have a good time, and just chill out.
And that's why this story isn't
That's
over.
amazing.
CaseOh has already crossed the line that mattered the most. He turned his dream into real life. He helped his family stop working. He became the place he always wanted to be for others. So whatever happens next is just the icing on the cake.
Damn, that was really good. Oh my god. Emotions, bro. CaseOh is, and his life, it's amazing. It's amazing. Well, oh my god, if there was a streamer to look up to, it's definitely CaseOh. Definitely CaseOh. His story is incredible. Well, thank you all for watching on YouTube. I will see you in the next one.